Hey, everybody. Welcome. Sorry for the delay. Sincerely apologize. Actually, got a little bit sidetracked. Happy Wednesday. Happy new month. And most of all, poop, 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 poop. Happy Independence Day to all my Nigerian people. Flowers, explosion, explosion. Wow. Usually I would be more on theme. And by usually meaning if people knew me and they saw me, I'll be repping my green, white, green. I will have my beads all ready to go. Um, but I don't. And also it's probably because I was a little bit disappointed. Well, not disappointed, but you know what? Let's not even get into politics. It does not even matter. That's not what we're here for. Happy Independence Day to all my Nigerian people. And wait, time out. Books are politics. Let's just make that clear right now. I just don't feel like talking about politics in depth. Happy Nigeria's Independence Day to everybody. And like my people like to say, may Nigeria not happen to you. I think that can go the same to America, but you know, that's to be desired. As we have some people come and join us in the live stream, just want to say spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. Where's the thing? Up there. Spoiler warning. This is going to spoil things. Warning. If you did not finish the book and you don't like to be spoiled, I'm pretty much okay with you coming, like, pause, put the pause button, or put the live stream on mute, and then come back and join us. Or, you know, leave a comment when you come back, say, hey, I paused, I came back, here's my thoughts. But I don't want nobody to say there were no spoilers. That's what that sign says, spoiler. Right there. Okay. Love that for us. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it up because that may have been helpful in other situations. All right. So we have finally finished reading the Marriage Monitoring Aunties Association. And you know what? I am pleased with how it ended. It was a rocky road, but I am pleased. And to also, in I guess in great celebration of independence, and also because we like to drink wine when we're able to. The ending closing wine I have for today for this book is Ménage à Trois Silk Soft Red Blend. And it's a blend of Pinot Noir, Malbec, and Petit Syrah. Why did I choose this? It's a red blend. I feel like this book had a lot of emotions jumping up and down. I actually would have another alternative is like a South African Pinotage. But I felt like the book started off a little bit like, and then towards the end, it had a nice little mellow feel to it. So that's why I chose this bottle. I actually opened it before we jumped on the live because I didn't want to be fighting with the bottle. So cheers. Happy Independence Day. And cheers for us finishing our first book of the month here on the Palmwine Books platform. Woo! I really need to figure out how to add like fireworks and explosions and these type of things. It might be more fun, maybe. I don't know. But cheers. Not bad. I would say it has a... Oh, okay. You're drinking hibiscus. Okay, sorry guys. And I should probably preface this. We have people on Instagram and on YouTube. So there was a comment on our Instagram live. Somebody noted I'm drinking hibiscus tea and ginger, which is it's actually a great alternative for those of you guys who are not drinking wine right now, or you just don't like alcohol for that matter. Hibiscus, similar to how this wine tastes, gives that soft sweetness undertone, and the ginger's gonna add an extra in there. So the same thing as this wine. It's like a mellowed out, not too heavy, very soft, similar to our main character Sade, and then some punches here and there. But it's a soft, gentle ride, and the end is like sweet. Like, oh, that's cute. So I'm not a sommelier, a wine sommelier. I'm a book sommelier, but I would suggest a soft red blend to go with this book. Um, it just fit the theme. Now let's get into the things. Let's go in deep right now. Well, not too deep because honestly, we've been talking about this book at an exhausting rate. But I don't want to say exhausting. And Miss Anubi, I really enjoyed the book. A lot of our book club members enjoy the book. They may not be, social media warriors, but they do send me the text messages in the group chats. They love this book. And by love, meaning they all gave it at least a 3 stars and up. I enjoyed the book. I don't want to spoil the end yet, but I do want to talk about the journey I had with the book and how we got here. So when I first picked out this book, I said, oh, Marriage Monitor Aunties Association. Okay, cool. I didn't even read the back, nothing. I was like, all right, Marriage Monitor Aunties. Sounds like there's a bunch of aunties who are trying to tell people when to get married and when not to get married. Cool. Come to find out that the book is about a 50-year-old woman who is going through this journey of discovering herself, understanding who she is, what her values are, and in relation to what is expected from her community. This book is written by a Nigerian author. Has a premise around Nigerian culture, so just additional context for everyone. I found the book to be one of those, I don't even know how to describe it. How would you describe this? One of those situations where you're rooting for the main character, and this is me. This is my opinion, but you're rooting for the main character, but then you're getting pissed off with the main character in the same sentence. Sade's naivety, I did not realize it in the beginning, but then towards the end of the book, I was like, oh my God, this girl's so naive. However, the last 8 to 10 chapters of the book showed me that although Sade is naive, she is able to take ownership in what she likes, what she wants, what she appreciates out of life. And I can see how, sorry, this comment got to me. This is a perspective I didn't think I was going to hear, or I didn't think of it. So one of the Instagram commenters wrote, she prefers to be a victim. Very annoying. I will have to agree, because it was like every instance you had a chance to bring yourself out of wherever you were, you went back in there. But I did appreciate the fact that I appreciate her closeness to her religion, which is Christianity. I did appreciate it. I understood her stances on multiple things. But I was just like, I guess, and maybe I might be a bias. I'm 37. My life experiences are very different. But to go, what's the best way to put this? She held religion so strong that sometimes I feel like it got in the way of God's blessing for her in regards to her love life. Now, I am not baby Jesus, and if this was a real character, it might have played out different, like a real life character may have played out differently. But it was just, you let your past trauma get in your way. And by the way, this is not saying she was supposed to be having sex everywhere. I never said that. If you're a virgin till you die, that's cool. That's not the beef here. And I think the beef here for me was you did not really allow yourself to have that intimacy with a partner that it took you until you were 50 to really feel like, okay, I am secure in myself. And that's a little bit scary for me. Like, I'm like, oh, am I really going to have to wait until I'm 50 years old? And I'm happily married. I got 2 kids, but just the premise of being 100% secure in yourself and what you want in your life and what decisions you're making, growing every day. I get that, all the, therapy quotes, quote, whatever. But to take, let's just say the ideal maturity year, whatever that means, is around like 30. Between 30 and 35 is kind of like you come to grips of where you are in your life for the most part, your past versus what you're going to do in the future. So from, let's say 30 to 50, it was 20 years. It was 20 years of her being in the singles ministry. 20 years of her being in the singles ministry. Once again, I'm not here to judge anybody's life choices, but I just felt like you have this dedication, but yet you don't want to be a nun. You don't want to be a nun. Like you did not feel like that was a path you wanted to take, which once again, fine. But the way the author described her is like someone who was craving intimacy and didn't know where to find it. Her mother, her number. Anyway, you know what? Let's not go too deep. Speaking of her mother, I really appreciated how the mother had a full circle moment. In fact, her mother was like one of the people here that felt like grown. Her and Jimmy. I mean, Sade grown, but Sade's mom and Jimmy to me were the 2 stories like I really appreciated out of all this. And that's because the mother, became more open. She was able to defend her daughter. And that last instant, like that, oh no, okay. That baby, the naming ceremony. And for those of you guys who don't know what naming ceremonies are I'm going to assume it's most African cultures, but primarily in Nigerian and West African culture. There's a designated amount of days after the baby's born. You don't really release the name of the baby when they're born. And then afterwards, I think it was about some 7, some 14, all depends on your tribe and your background. That's when you release the name because you're now saying, okay, my baby has now gotten settled into the world. Thank God they're alive. Amen. Because newborn deaths is a thing. And now we want to share their name with everyone. So that's such a quick premise there. So at the naming ceremony, when Sade's mom literally ripped her sister a new one because the sister was being real crazy, real bold, real audacious, real disrespectful. And this is Sade's mom's sister. I was so happy when Sade's mom finally stepped in like, yo, for real, you need to stop. Stop talking to my daughter like this. It's not cute anymore. And I'm also happy that Sade finally got the balls to defend herself. The balls, the ovaries, the cojones, the unmitigated gall to defend herself. Like, you are 50 years old. 50 years old, and you still letting people talk to you crazy. I am 37. I have now settled into, I don't give a flying. You can ask my family members, but I don't give a flying. Like, it's either I'm with you or I'm not. And if I'm with you, I might be ignoring you. If I'm not with you, well, I don't know, whatever. But I really wish that Sade was able to be that person, like really be that person the way she was meant to be. She should have been like this a long time ago, but she got there. She eventually got there. What are you guys' thoughts here? Okay, so another comment was like Jimmy tried, to be honest. Like you guys could have seen where it went. honestly thought it was going to end with her adopting and funding her happiness, because for a moment I thought she didn't. Yeah. I really actually thought she was going to do that. Like, because I don't even know if I would have even waited that long. And yes, the mom started standing up for her. Oh my gosh, I think the Instagram live might be frozen. I'm not seeing you guys' comments anymore. I'm sorry. Hopefully it unfreezes itself. Oh boy. Sorry guys. Give me a second. Let me just check what's going on Instagram, make sure that things are on the up and up. Just give me a quick second. All right, guys. Not sure what's happening. The Instagram was having some issues, so I'm going to see if I can add it back. So if you are joining me from YouTube, that you will still have a continue ongoing stream. Not sure what happened here, but I sincerely apologize. So I'm going to try to see if I can add it back so that way we can stream live on Instagram again. So hopefully it comes back on. Sincerely apologize. I think Instagram glitched out on me, or maybe somebody reported my page. I couldn't even tell you. But let's see what happens. We're going to go back on on live. Sorry to everyone who was on a live. I kind of lost your comments there, but let's just get back into the mix of things. So I think we left off with just saying we're really happy that mother stepped up and defended her daughter. Woo! And that the next thing was Jimmy's redemption arc. I love the fact that Jimmy has consistently grown, and I think he grown more than Sade. Fight me. But his journey is interesting. So the place where I had panic is where Jimmy went to New York, and I was like, oh no, Jimmy in New York. Why is he leaving? Like, stay. But then I was also like, Sade, you didn't tell this boy what you wanted. You gave vagueness, you came up with every excuse in the world not to have happiness, which I guess some of them are valid in hindsight. Okay, fine, whatever, I guess. But he was able to take the feedback from Sade and use that to grow himself. So meaning when he was in New York, he was running away from, Sade. He was trying to figure out what he wanted out of life. He wasn't sure how he felt about certain things. He thought that, yeah, he's Jimmy. What does he need Sade for? But then he realized he really loved this girl. And despite it all, he really wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. And he explained to Sade when he finally came back from New York, he did the whole armor thing, begging for forgiveness type of P. Oh, hello, just from YouTube. Hi. Jimmy, like, yes, I do wish the book followed him. I do. Like, I kind of wanted to see, if there was an opportunity to give us Jimmy's story and how he grown. I don't know if it's like a novella kind of situation, but I think that would have been great. He did try to dabble in New York. He did. He did try to dabble in New York. Like, it didn't work because he really loved Sade. And Sade, kudos, because you had this man whipped with only one kiss, a wink and a smile, and no sex. Listen, let's give Sade the credit she deserves. She annoyed the mess out of us, but let's finger tap, all what the new girls are doing. Is this how it goes? The new kids, you tell me how. Okay, all right. I'm not going to show that comment. You were not kidding. You meant exactly what you said. If you want to know what the comment was that got me going, you can go to the YouTube and see what the comment was. I posted that, and you're not just kidding. They'll try to Control-Alt-Delete now. So when Jimmy came and did the knight in shining armor, like, oh, I love you. Here's why I love you. I'm so sorry. Filled the office with flowers. By the way, personal, I hate flowers. Well, I hate cut flowers. I think that's the difference because I have a garden and I love my garden's flowers. But cut flowers all over the place, to me, is gonna feel like a funeral. But I love it for her. I love it for her. But had cut flowers all over the place. I forgot the name of the flower, but it was very specific because she was like, "Oh, he remembered." And then this was part of his apology to her because he wasn't even there. Then, he tried to send notes. Oh, he did send her something for Christmas. I forgot to mention that. She was like, nah, I love this, but I'm not still responding to you because you kind of ditched me. I thought we were friends. But whatever. And then he finally showed up at her house. Yes, it was a Motown record. Which was sentimental because at least he remembered that she loved Motown music. She just wasn't having it, which, I don't know, Sade's stronger than me because I probably would have been like, first flight to New York. And I would have been spread. Like, first flight to New York, like, yo, you really sent me a a Motown album on Christmas. You know I'm by myself. And I would have just been like, here you go. I'm gonna have your imaginary babies. That's exactly what happened to me. That's why I made sure I got married early. But when he finally came knocking on her door, Sade, and Sade was like, "What are you doing here?" She was looking at her utmost worst, but you know, us women always look good in our utmost worst to our partners for some reason. I don't know. That's to be desired. But Sade came like saying, "Hey, Jimmy, like, why are you at my door?" Sade's random white neighbor was like, "Oh, are you okay, Sade?" And apparently he's only done that every single time Jimmy showed up at the door. So Sade said, "Yo, come inside, come inside. Like, what's happening?" Sade, and then Jimmy had his whole confession series saying how much he grown, that the pastor actually prayed with him and met him where he was. And that's the part. That is the part. Met Jimmy where he was. Come on. If you want to evangelize and evangelize, you got to meet people where they are. That pastor knew that Jimmy was going to be Jimmy was a pastor kid who needed a redemption arc, and he slowly guided him there. And that's what you call a good pastor. Y'all should take notes. Yeah, I got to think the wine is talking, and this is just me. Damn, just first impressions to whoever. But anyway, Jimmy knocks, they're inside, and now they're having a heart to heart. Jimmy explains his whole life story from when he left again, went to New York, thought he was going to do something new, didn't work. And they came back and realized that Sade was the love of his life. And I will tell you right now, I really thought this story was going to end up with Sade saying, "Yeah, let Jimmy go. Jimmy went to go find his old life, and we never heard from Jimmy again." And she decided to finally, like, I actually thought she was going to pack up her bags, say, "All right, you know what? I'm going to be a remote project manager. I'm going to travel the world like I wanted to. I'm going to do everything that I wanted to do that I never got to do because I got in my own way." The way she explained how she got in her own way sometimes, because she said, "Oh, and I guess older sibling syndrome, but sometimes you got to be like, I got to live my life." Because she's like, "Oh, I stayed in the UK because of my mom. Then I stayed in the UK because of my job. Then I stayed here because of this. And I didn't do this because of this." She had an excuse for everything. She was annoying. But I understand the journey. Annoying, but I get the journey. Her redemption arc is great. And that was pretty much the end of the book. Like, she was able to really redeem herself in my eyes and grow. She's still naive, and her losing her virginity at 50. Can you tell the 50 thing is kind of like getting to me because I can't imagine it? But I'm just like, whew, that's intense. That is intense. But her finding love and being able to have a true. Wait, what? I thought for a minute by the name and she was gonna adopt. Yes. Yeah, I thought so too. Like at that naming, when I was like, "Oh yeah, Jimmy's not coming back," the way this story is moving, I really thought she was about to say, "All right, I'm gonna just adopt the kid and travel the world and be a single mom." Or even if she didn't adopt the kid, I was like, "Oh, maybe she's gonna start doing volunteer work in the church regarding kids, stuff like that." Like she was really headed in that direction. But I believe I gave this book 4.5 stars out of 5, 4.5 wine glasses. And because it was actually it was a great storyline. I was annoyed a lot, but I feel like the annoyance was warranted, and people could see themselves in little bits and pieces of the story in general. Like they can really grab things for themselves. I know there were some things in there I saw. Like I really was, this story made me think of myself when I was about 24, 25, where I have actually, and at that time I was like, you know what? if I don't get married, I'm pretty much okay with this, because there was a whole, oh, you're not married, like you don't have a man, you don't have a boyfriend, whatever the case may be. But I was a thick girl, and thicker than now. If you want the pictures, you know where to find them. But I was kind of like in that point in my life that I was like, man, I'm gonna travel the world. I don't give a damn. And I didn't travel that far, but I guess I kind of like was ready to accept that if I did not get married, I'm okay with that. But I knew I always wanted kids. I didn't know what capacity those, like what those kids would look like, whether they would come out my body. And this was when I was at 25. But they would come out my body, or if I was going to adopt them. I came to those conclusions myself at that age. So when I saw that Sade was still struggling to coming to some of these conclusions, after even her body was like, yo, girl, it kind of was like, whew, thank God I was able to be mature enough at that time to actually make that decision. Even, you know, I'm not going to talk about my sex life with y'all. That's none of y'all business. But there's some things that I realized, like, oh, I was able to make an informed decision, not regret that decision, and still move forward in my life. So whatever path you choose, I just hope that anybody who reads this book takes in that you don't have to wait so long to find yourself. You don't have to put yourself through emotional torment. Like, I don't think God works that way. I don't think God says that you need to be in ongoing torture mode. You need to belabor yourself because you're proving your love to him. Like, I don't really believe in that. I feel like God knew who you were when you came out, and he's going to know who you are when you go back down. And you just need to try your best to be staying in the favor of God and grace and mercy and so on and so forth. I'm not a pastor. You guys do with that what you will. But here we are. So once again, cheers to the Marriage Monitoring Aunties Association by Awonubi. Yes, my people, don't judge me. I can barely speak English. Let's just, be nice. Please be nice. But thank you so much for writing this book. This book is amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could say it was a time. It really was a time. And I think a lot of our club members enjoyed it. Like, I don't think anyone told me less than 3 stars, and they all had their reasoning as to why they didn't give it a star. But A1 on you. I hope this was a great book for starting off our book club here. But now we need to move on. Okay? Now, I hope y'all ready. There was 2 choices. I don't remember if everybody voted or not, but I kind of came to the consensus that everybody will be fine with my choices. You guys will be great. So, oh wait, there's an applause. Sorry, I didn't know I can do that. All right, now let's do a drum roll. Are we ready? What our October book of the month will be? Sweet Heat. It should never let me have buttons. Sweet Heat, a novel by Bolu Babalola. So, I really love this author. Like, I enjoyed, what was the name? Honey and Spice. And then, what was the other one called? Oh my God. No. What is the name of it? She has another book that I'm in love with. It was short stories. What is the name of that book? I'm pulling it up now because it's going to bother me. Love and Color and Honey and Spice. I read those 2 books. I love them. Bolu Babalola. My husband is going to tell me some things. Babalola. Thank you. I heard him. He corrected me. Babalola. Bolu Babalola. She has been one of my favorite, I guess you could say, new age contemporary romance fiction authors. A lot of genres thrown into one. Her short stories, Love and Color, was amazing. And even Honey and Spice, which it's probably geared towards a younger demographic, but I enjoyed it. It was like a college love story. Maybe we'll read one of these books again for our for one of our book for the months. But I did want to pick a new book this month, and yes, I know another Nigerian author, but I am biased. I am Nigerian, but we will be exploring authors from everywhere. But in honor of Nigerian Independence Day, I have chosen Sweet Heat. This book is, I don't know. I didn't read it yet. I don't even know the back of it. You know what? Let's do this together. Let's try to read the back of the book. Well, now I guess if you're on a webpage, the front of, I don't know, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it says here that she got Quinta Brunson. Okay. Shondaland. Okay. All right. So basically the premise is 2 exes, 1 summer wedding, 0 chance of escaping the heat. Okay. Prepare to laugh, swoon, and fall head over heels with this irresistible standalone romance from Bolu Babalola, who is the best-selling author of Honey and Spice, and it's also a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. You know what's so interesting? I come from that generation of Oprah book club, so to see Reese Witherspoon have a book club, I know she's been around for a long time doing, what have you, but I guess I just never thought about her being a primary source of what books I'm reading. Anyway, so it's a 28-year-old Kiki Banjo, hosts a popular podcast called The Heartbeat, solving romantic conundrums and dishing out life advice. Oh, wait, am I reading? Yes. Okay. Dishing out life advice. But behind the mic, career setbacks and devastating breakup have left her hanging on by a thread. As she prepares to be the maid of honor in her best friend's wedding, everything starts to unravel, and Kiki's left wondering if she ever had the answers. Wait, hold on. Is this continuation? I'm sorry, we're all learning this together. Wait a second. Hold on. Is this not the same Kiki from Honey and Spice? This is a Is this a series? Okay, maybe I may have. I think we can read it in isolation. The only reason why I know, because I read her other books, but this book can definitely, I'm pretty sure it can be read in isolation. We're going to continue. We already started this journey. We're going on. We're heading in that direction. So maybe this is a good time for me to also, in case, for those of you guys who hate starting books that were part of the series, no. Oh, hold on. Why no? You can't just write no and not tell me no. But why? This is easy. What? Why the no? You got to tell me why. Wait, don't go back to read Honey and Spice. Oh no, I've already read it. If anybody else wants to read Honey and Spice, that's on you. I mean, sorry, you confused me. I was like, is this something I didn't know? Was there a scandal? Did I miss it? Oh no. Okay, let's start over. Sweet Heat is the book of the month. That's it. I just happened to, when we were reading the back of the book, realize, because I honestly did not know what the book is about. I just knew I love this author and I knew she knows how to deliver. I just realized that the Kiki Banjo she's talking about, I'm like, wow, that sounds really familiar. I know this from somewhere. And then she's going on and I saw that, and basically she said, let's finish reading the back of the book and then I'll fill in. I think I'm heading all over the place and it sounds like I'm on an ADHD spritz. Then Kiki finds herself face to face with the best man, her ex-boyfriend Malachi, the smooth-talking, absurdly handsome, annoyingly perceptive man who stole her heart and then shattered it. While Kiki's approaching rock bottom, Malachi has been on the rise as a filmmaker, and now they have no choice but to play nice until the wedding is over. Both are hell-bent, I can't read, on ignoring the smoldering chemistry between them. But as they navigate the chaos of wedding plans, career ambitions, and Kiki's growing fears about the future, they can't ignore the spark that's only getting hotter. They just have to get through the summer. So why does it feel like they're playing with fire? That was the back of the page. So I recognize the name Kiki Banjo and Malachi from the book Honey and Spice. Honey and Spice is a great book. Like I said, if you would like to read it, please feel free. But I do believe this book can still be read in isolation. So please don't think you have to go back and read Honey and Spice. I don't think it wasn't even put that way. And like saying, hey, by the way, this is based on the previous book. Like there was nothing like that. So both books can be in isolation. But anyway, we are reading Sweet Heat starting this month. It is available on audiobook. It's available as a ebook. Is available as a paperback and a hardcover, I believe. Yes. So if you have a Kindle, Kobo, your phone, and you prefer to read on the go, there's that. If you're an immersive reader like me, I have the book and the audiobook. I'm also an audio girly because I'm always on the move. And especially like, for example, this Saturday, I'll be in my garden. I literally put my earphones in and I'm just in garden mode and I'm listening. So that's just me. I would like to also add here that we will always have a book that has a audio tie-in because like I mentioned on our other live streams, I am a mother, I am a full-time employee, I am a wife, I am a woman, I am tired, and sometimes it's just hard for me these days to sit there with the book all the time and have 100% focus time for me without any interruption. So I choose the audiobook route. And I'm really hoping that this platform serves as a way to encourage our authors, to show them there is an audience that's looking to purchase audiobooks or take them out in the library. And hopefully that will help with funding. I don't know I don't know how it works still. This is still a learning journey for me, but I'm hoping when they see individuals like us who love the fact that they're able to have the physical copy, the digital copy, and the audio copy of their wonderful work, and we are able to listen to authentic voices. I'm hoping this will encourage growth in the industry because we have so many beautiful narrators in the African space, in the West Indian space, and the Black American space. Like there's so many like great narrators. It's specifically genuine narrators in the West Indian and African space, and African meaning all 54, 55 countries, depending on the day, within that continent. So before I end the live stream, I just wanted to know, number one, if there was any final thoughts regarding the Marriage Monitoring Aunties Association. And then I guess two, what do you feel about Sweet Heat? I didn't even get a chance to do my opening notes. Like that's how much I wanted to make sure I didn't cheat before we even started today's live. So any thoughts in the comments? Anything? I think I said it all for us. We're good. Okay, I'm going to take that. Now, here's the next part, guys. I need you guys to go to fable.com. You got to go to Fable. I'm going to pull up the link. I think I can, not fable.com. It's Fable Books. This is what happens when you have a phone app and the web app is not the best, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I could put, that's weird. I don't know what that is. All right. So if you go to fable.co and let me see, can I add this to the comments? I added the link in the comments. All right, look at me figuring things out. So if you're watching this, rewatching this, you'll be able to see the link to fable.co in the comments. Join our book club. Lots in there are mothers, wives, genuinely interested in reading books by people who look like us and are from our cultural background. So please join us there. The Fable only has a lot of interactive tools there. And the more we speak on the app, the better, because apparently there's spotlights on some book clubs. I'm just not, I'm just saying, let's all trying to do a little bit better here. But in all honestly, we'll be commenting on the book while we're there. So chapter by chapter. And it's also segregated so that you're not actually giving out spoilers. And I think that's about it. I don't really have anything much else for you guys. I appreciate you guys going through this with me. I think we had this is our 4th live. I think this is our 4th live. So that being said, I am so happy for you guys joining me on this journey as being a content creator. And, this is my way of making sure I at least have consistent content at least once a week, and also share my love for books and reading. And I'm happy you're joining me on this journey. Eventually, I think I might start including garden stuff, but I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it easy. Let's talk 6 to books. But I do have some quick news. My chicken started laying eggs. Yeah, sorry. My chicken's laying eggs is like the highlight for me this week. Maybe that's why I'm feeling so bright and sunny. And it's a wonderful experience to just see something as simple as a chicken laying an egg and you're able to eat it. And I ate them and they're amazing. I suggest everybody get their own chicken that lays eggs. We actually got to get like 2 to 4. But then when you do chicken math, it turns into, I don't know. I'm not going to expose myself in case my husband's on this stream before he says, what do you think you're not getting more than the 4 chickens you have? All right, guys. So on that note, we've been here for about 50 minutes. I appreciate y'all. Have a safe and beautiful week. The remaining of it. Stay tears up. Today's wine was a Ménage à Trois soft red blend, and someone in the chat also they're drinking hibiscus tea with some ginger, which I think is also an amazing choice as well. It definitely fits the theme of this book. And on that note, thank y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.